Gaelic, and you're very welcome here to Leuven in Belgium, where we have just thrown in this game between Leuven A and Nottingham B. I'm Jason Keelan from the Loaf of Bread GA podcast here, joined by Sean as Alan from Kilcock finds the net, and he'll be delighted with that one. He was mad to get on the scoreboard for the live stream. Sean from the GA room. Sean, talk us through what we are going to see here today.
Yeah, we just had a hectic start, and that's kind of how playing in Europe is like. So we're basically playing on an 11-a-side game on a soccer pitch. The matches are 10 minutes a half, so you should be expecting a very fast-paced game compared to what you would see at home. On home, you obviously have 15-a-side on a much larger pitch, and it can be a bit slower. But when you're playing a game like this, we'll just have a shot on for a score here. Great score there. And when you're playing a game like this, it doesn't matter if you're in goals, if you're corner forward, if you're full back. You're expecting that a ball can change around, and all of a sudden you can be dealing with it depending on where you're going to be playing. So at the moment we have one goal and a point each, and we've only been probably a minute in. So that's a good example of what I was just saying on how fast a long ball could come in. It could be played through the hands. It can be very tiring because it's very intense for a quick amount, but also great to play, very fun, very fast.
And for those of you who don't know, Sean is a GA man out here in Belgium as well, well used to the scene out here in Europe as Leuven knock over another one. Just to give you a quick rundown of what's going on. So in the men's one we have Leuven A, Nottingham University A, Groningen from the Netherlands, a combined team of Edinburgh and Brussels, a combined team of Leuven and Maastricht, and Nottingham B. And then over on pitch 2, which is in the distance there behind the trees, is the ladies section, which has Leuven A, Nottingham, Edinburgh, Groningen and Maastricht as a combined team, and Leuven B. I was over there a little while ago, and the standard over there is pretty high as well. Several players who will probably find their way into county teams back in Ireland. Likewise here on the men's pitch we've had quite a lot of exciting games already early on. The standard starting at 9 o'clock this morning has been pretty high since throw-in, and is continuing here throughout the day as teams look to try and make it into the Shield final and the Cup final, which will be coming up later on as well. We will also have a unique game where an all-Belgium squad will take on a team from Lille in France, so we look forward to that one as well in a little while. As far as team sheets go in this one, we don't have any just yet for this one, but the way the game is going, it is that fast-paced game. It's very hard to call in many ways with players, because by the time you've called one, it's usually had 2 or 3 hand passes again. But those of you who saw the first goal there, Alan from Kilcock, absolutely delighted with himself. I bumped into him last night when I arrived off the airplane at about midnight here, and he was talking great talk about all things Kilcock, and he has just realised before throwing that this was going to be streamed, and of course there he is going up for the ball. There's
Great
a clean catch from him again. Loved that one. That one was for the cameras, absolutely, as you can see.
So just there on that, the mark was called, but for 11-a-side game, the ball needs to go past the midfield line. We're located on the midfield line, and it was just short of it. There's also no advance mark as well for anyone else for wondering there.
And Alan kicks another one. I feel he is going to be the star man in this game. Somehow he realised the stream was coming on live a bit earlier than expected, and he suddenly kicked 1-1 in the first couple of minutes. But a very interesting game here already between Leuven A and Nottingham B. So a couple of the universities bringing A and B teams, and some of them mixing them up as well, depending on levels of ability and how long they're playing as well. So you get a lot of players who this is their first tournament. Some of them are playing GA for the first time as well, which is fantastic to see. And Nottingham appear to have a mostly English based team by the looks of it. Belgium teams vary in ability and times they've been playing as well. There's a lovely catch there from the Nottingham midfield, and they've got a chance here to burst forward. They've got 4 up front if they can find a score, and that one's hit off the upright and it's gone to the right and wide. Standard wise, Sean, in Belgium, how would things be?
Yeah, well, in Belgium you'd have 2 clubs. You'd have Leuven, who are obviously the host, and you'd have Belgium GA, which would be my club, located in Brussels, who we'd have a couple of lads playing with the Edinburgh team today. But the standard would be good. There'd be some teams that you would play in Europe that would have a good bit of dominance to them. The likes of maybe Amsterdam or Luxembourg would be a very strong team where you have a lot of Irish people based in, and then you have Warsaw, Budapest, Madrid, all over Europe. So it all depends. In football, you play in your region. So Europe is broken down to 5 regions. So we're in the Benelux region, which is Belgium, the Netherlands, Luxembourg, and a couple of teams in Germany as well join in, because they would be closer to tournaments then in Germany. So the standard would be good enough. We've seen Amsterdam have won the 15-a-side competition and have represented Europe in Leinster in the junior championship. They lost to the Wicklow champions last year. I can't remember the name, by 2 points. And the same actually in the hurling as well. They lost by 2 points to the Wicklow intermediate champions. So the standard is definitely improving. Where Europe are getting closer and closer to be able to compete on that junior level. Now our ladies the ladies side of it, they've won they've won a couple of times in terms of All Ireland series, but the men we haven't just came short a good few times. As Leuven on the attack here, could be in for a goal. Good save.
Fantastic save. Pádraig O'Hora looking like they're bursting through for Leuven. But a very good save in the end from the Nottingham goalkeeper. Yeah, on that Amsterdam, when I was at Amsterdam versus St. Mark's, the Dublin champions, a couple of Christmases
Parnell
ago.
Park, yeah.
Brilliant game of football. Amsterdam very unfortunate not to perhaps see it out. They were one stage ahead, but I suppose, experience in some ways of the Dublin champions just got them through in the end. But certainly they're not far away from things. Johnny Murphy, of course, out in Amsterdam in the goals as well, doing great work with Gaelic Games Europe. Our referee here in this one, we have a couple of referees here. This is Rory Hanley from the St. Bridget's Club. I know Mr. and Mrs. Hanley, or Mammy Hanley and Daddy Hanley are listening in here as well, so hello to them. And we also have Charlie, who is here on this pitch. Over on the ladies' pitch at the moment, Tony Bass. And the main man, of course, in Gaelic Games Europe is over on the ladies' pitch. And so far everything has been running fairly smoothly.
It's also to point out that when we play in Europe, that you have high standard, but there's also some, as you said, people playing football for the very first time, people not from Ireland, which is always great to see. And there's always that competition, so it doesn't matter how good or how bad the teams are, because, as you said, there's a cup, there's a shield and a plate. So you would take that as a goal there for Leuven, was it?
Great finish, yeah. Alan with the assist. Good man, Alan, well done.
And
Great
so it would be like having a senior, an intermediate and a junior. So it wouldn't matter if you come first in your group stage. It'd be like a Champions League type of format. If you come first, you go into the cup. If you maybe come third, you go into a shield, and last you'd go into a plate. So everyone, it doesn't matter how you get on in the group stages, you still have something to play for, which is also really enjoyable, especially if you have two teams in it, that there's still a chance to get some silverware at the end of the day.
So our main streaming games today were to be the Belgium versus Lille, the ladies' cup final and the men's cup final, but Dave here, who is in charge of all the media behind us, all the setup, he had it all set up, and we decided just to go a little bit earlier, just to give you a flavour of what's to come. As Nottingham go on the attack, and the ball bounces off the crossbar. Keeper's in a little bit of danger, and he's got back. Fair play to him, he's got back, and he's got the hand on it. Earlier on he had a jersey with Hernandez on the back. I don't think that's his actual name, it just was a deadly looking jersey that he had on him. But this game, as you can see already, as Sean was saying, end to end, it goes back and forth insanely quickly. It is a full-size soccer pitch, 11 aside, but obviously when you've got the speed of Gaelic footballers, then it is a little bit different to the soccer game. Coming up after this, we will have Edinburgh and Brussels combined versus Leuven and Maastricht combined, and then Nottingham A against Groningen before we have a short break, and then it's on to finals time. So the current score here at the moment is Leuven 2-3, Nottingham B a single point on the board, which they won't be too unhappy about, to be fair. Is in the opening game, Nottingham A took a little bit of time to get going. In the end, I think only managed a point in that game, but they've really started to come good now. Great ball over to the Pádraig O'Hora lookalike here. The ball inside. Oh,
pushing the back.
Collision there, pushing the back. That one potentially a collision more than anything deliberate, I think, but that was certainly a hefty fall for the Leuven man there.
Some very nice play there for Leuven as well. The ball has been kicked back and forth from wing to wing, and you could have been in on goal, as we'd say.
And Rory here, is he potentially going to dish out a card? It's the number 12, I think, for Nottingham B there, who was responsible for that one, accidentally or not, I'm not really sure. With an injury over on the ladies' pitch as well in the first game, very bad ankle roll required. We have medics here on site today as well, they were needed. Looks like Rory's going to be dishing out, I think, the first card of this game. I don't think we've had too many cards so far.
No, generally it doesn't be too dirty playing out here. You get hits like that. As one of the guys looks at me as I just say that, he's but yeah, yellow card. Yeah,
Roy originally pulled out the red card and then realised it was the wrong one, so he's changed it. It is a yellow card. Probably the right call, to be fair. It was dangerous enough tackle, but I don't think there was anything deliberate in it. It was just bad timing. Some of you might notice as well, jerseys here, particularly at the moment on the Leuven ones, some of the nicest GAA gear belongs to some of the clubs abroad. I know, Sean, you're currently having a look at jerseys on the GAA room, and I'm starting into the third GAA World Cup of jerseys soon enough as well. What kind of kits have we got around here today?
I actually very much like the Edinburgh one. You'll see them there. Just
Alan tried to take the quick free there, but pretty
drop
sure
back.
it only went to it 2 yards, so
Yeah.
that'll be a throw ball.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely the Edinburgh jersey. I was looking at a few of our lads on the Belgium GA team are playing. It's a great catch there. And they have the quilt pattern on the sleeves. I think it's actually a very nice jersey. So I'd give it to them. They'd make probably the rankings. They make my rankings, and they might make your World Cup as well.
Yeah, we'll see where they go. If we'll try and enter them in if they haven't already entered in. I think the last one I had about 600 jerseys or so. I have close to that, I think, at the moment again. So as Rory blows for half time here, half time score 2-3
3-2 point.
Leuven, and a point to Nottingham B then at the break. So as Sean said, 10 minutes a half here. It does fly by, especially when the games are back and forth like they are. A couple of minutes of a turnaround, and then we're back at it again. I should mention, might not be able to see him in the camera, but hopefully you'll see him in either the second half or with Leuven B. Alessandro, who is not sure, self-appointed Leuven captain or not, an Italian man who I was told so much about. He's unmistakable on the pitch. His attitude, his tenacity, ferocity. He does a lot of shouting as well, and he got a couple of scores in one of the earlier games and celebrated as if he'd won the World Cup. So I absolutely love him already.
Yeah,
he's become my favourite player.
We hosted a tournament, the last Benelux tournament in Dendermonde, kind of north of Belgium, and Leuven won the Shield that day, and he was the captain. And I didn't know his name, but as soon as I heard you talking, I knew exactly who you were on about. Big personality, and then he went up to pick the cup and. Looked like great crack, and he looks like a fun guy. A few points tonight, maybe.
Looks like the absolute. He looks like could be the man that could be dancing on a table, singing at the end of the night, and some beautiful Italian songs, I'm sure. But as I said, 2-3 to a point here at half time. I just see the quick turnaround here now. In the next minute or two, they'll be back out. I should give a mention as well to Alan from Leuven GA, who's put a lot of organisation into this and was the man who invited me out here I came out here last October for a teacher's science workshop out in the European Space Agency down in this very south of Belgium on the border with Luxembourg. Hadn't met Alan in person, called into him on the way back to say hello, swapped a couple of jerseys, and now I'm here. So a big thanks to him for organising so much of this, and to the Irish College in Leuven, which is, for those of you like your history, the flight of the Earls. That's where a lot of them ended up staying who didn't go to Rome in the 17th century, and that's where they hung around. So it's a beautiful place, just 10 minutes or so from here, as Alan comes running up the sideline here with some
hopefully team sheets. Hopefully.
You would appreciate. Alessandro is on though, for those of you watching, if you can see him, Alessandro is on the pitch, and we expect big things from this man with the dreadlocked hair. He's already going around patting people on the back, high-fiving them. He's only come on the pitch. That's everything you need to know about the man. Nottingham have a nice jersey as well.
They do, yeah.
Unfortunately, some of them haven't got the new kit, some of the old kit, some of the new kit on, and then the ladies over the far side are the same. So, but you will get some of the ladies' action later on here, where the ladies' cup final will be streamed on this pitch. They'll be moving from pitch 2 up to pitch 1 as the Leuven team sheet is handed to us. And Sergio is the man in goals, is it? No. There's a few of them there. Oh yeah. So we have Sergio Velez, Aaron, Connor. Yeah, we've got a bit of a team sheet here. So as we get the second half back underway.
It can also be very hard playing these games when you go. So it's 2-3 to 1 point. It can be hard to come back like that, and because it's only 10 minutes, a team can easily go defensively and try and wind down the clock. So it is 2-3 to 1. It's not a lot to do here, but also you can have 2 or 3 minutes of pure chaos and get a few scores back as well. But yeah, very entertaining. I expect Leuven to be one of the favourites, the hosts. Maybe Alan, the lads wouldn't like me saying that as jinxing them, but we might be seeing them in the cup final or the senior final. As the ball comes in. Oh,
I think you've said it now. You've definitely put the jinx
yeah,
on them.
yeah.
We've been given a little bit of trivia here on a few of the players. Aaron, as I've already mentioned. Sorry, I was calling him Alan. I thought he said last night his name was Alan. Aaron, I should say. Aaron Stone, Kilcock player. The man who's kicked plenty already. We've Sergio Velez, Colombian student, hasn't missed training in 6 months apparently. He obviously has no fear of any kind of weather at all. We have the World Games keeper for the Benelux team, as well as the man between the sticks here for Leuven at the moment. After we're playing the first half, you will see him turning up in Owenbeg in July, at the end of July, the 24th to the 28th, for those of you interested in the World Games.
Can't wait.
Myself and Sean will both be there, hopefully.
I'll be playing with the Benelux hurling team, so I can't wait. To be honest with you, it's a week full of playing hurling and football, and probably a few drinks as well. And
we'll have Sean will be representing Meath at the World Games, as well as his own site, Meath hurling, of course, on the up at the moment. Won't say too much about the senior football.
Yeah,
We've already had a chat about
that. Yeah.
Of course, as a Westmeath man, I can't say a whole
No,
lot.
we can't. We won't be talking about inter-county football, really.
Inter-county football's off the charts here at the moment now. So we have a couple of Mayo men in the team, a Dublin man, a couple of Spanish. Conor Neal is playing for Leuven here, number 3.
Fionn is doing well there.
That's a lovely looking
great score. Fionn is what we're given from Dublin. That is all we have, is it?
Yep. That's all we need.
That's all we need.
Yeah, he's a dub.
Great score.
Conor Neal is a Dublin man who's never played before. He's wearing number 3 for Leuven. Not sure if he's on the pitch at the moment, but has featured and hasn't kicked a ball in his life before, which is probably unusual for a Dublin man. There is Alessandro, we've been told, is a Roma fan. He is the club captain. As I said, we don't know whether that's self-appointed or not. Sean was saying that he's already captured the shield as captain of Leuven, so he's already got silverware under his belt, which is fantastic for him. 28 here. We haven't got a name yet. Alessandro is free.
Shot on goal. Good save.
And Aaron goes for goal. Fantastic save by the Nottingham goalkeeper. Fair play to him. Don't think Alejandro's too happy with that one there. He was ignored. He was free in the box. As a Roma fan, he could have gone full Chris Smalling on it, possibly as a Roma fan, or he could have gone full Tammy Abraham on it if he got it. We also have a Wexford man playing with Leuven here as well, and Colombian Tom Kenny is a Mayo supporter. They've crossed out Mayo man and said Mayo supporter, so whether that means he doesn't count as a man, he's obviously not strong enough for the Mayo faithful. And Quentin then is also mentioned here. Is Alejandro now? The crowd get excited here. And he plays the ball back out to Aaron, who fresh airs it, and Nottingham managed to clear the ball out. If you hear noise in the background, there is a good few people here. There's people over at the ladies' pitch as well, but we are also next to the King Power. Is that right, Sean?
King Power Stadium in Leuven, which is Leuven's national, or not national, soccer just in on goal here.
Yeah,
good score, great score.
Full forward gets in, top of the ball, back of the net, and it looks like
2-4 to 1-1.
Juan has been beaten in the net. First time he's been beaten, I think, in a little while.
Yeah. But yeah, we're beside the King Power Stadium. It's not KU Leuven, it's the university, but the name has escaped me. But in the Belgian First Division, one of the big teams. We see some European or Champions League qualifiers that were here with Union Saint-Gilles earlier on in the year, and we tried to find out if there's a game on, but according to Live Score and FootMob, we do not know. So there's music going on in the background and chanting and so on. So
I think the Belgians just love a good Saturday afternoon in a stadium. And why wouldn't you? The weather's lovely here, to be fair, as well. And Andrew goes up for that one. Is he going to be able to get his hands on it? He goes in with the boot. A true Italian style, straight in with the boot. And that ball looks like it's going to drift over the sideline. And it's out of play. Chance now for Leuven to get things going again. Thomas, the Mayo supporter. Looks like he's going to get the ball there in the running track. Mayo supporter, not Mayo man, apparently.
We must ask him about that, or ask someone.
That one, ball out, says the invisible umpire, but ball out it is. Fionn, the Porgahor look-alike, is actually a Dublin man, not a Mayo man. Fine footballer, he's proven to be already, as Nottingham now go forward here. Said Nottingham most, I think if not all of the Nottingham team are English born and bred, new to the game. Just they say that they slice the ball high to the right and wide.
I was in Stapleton's last night, and I was like, oh, there's a lot of English people in here, but then I seen the University of Nottingham in the background. So yeah, I want to find out, because there was arguments going on rather to go to karaoke in the vibrant city of Leuven or not. Some lads were saying yes, some lads were saying no. So if we get one of the Nottingham lads, we'll maybe find out that question, and what time did they finish up last night as well is another question that I'm interested to know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Stapletons, have to give a shout out to them. They've been involved a little bit as well, and you can hear the cheers when Alejandro gets the ball, and he's played off a lovely pass. Chance now for Leuven to get in. Shot comes in, great save by the keeper. Surely the will be in, and it's buried. It's Connor from Wexford who buries that one. Comes up on the score sheet. The Nottingham keeper is down, whether it's just dejection or he's hurt. No, he's just dejected, I'm afraid. He couldn't do a whole lot, to be fair. He made a fantastic save. Defence just didn't help him out at all. But you can see the excitement. Alejandro really is the man to watch here in this entire tournament. Just the crowd just go wild for him. He's got that sort of
charisma,
somewhere between Roy Keane and somewhere else kind of effect. Or he's kind of a David Clifford, I think, at the moment here. He may not fit into the jersey as well as David Clifford, but he's certainly as well able to play it off as the ball comes out. There's keepers out. He's going for the long
goal.
Back of the net. A brilliant finish. Fionn, the dub. Man, just the lob.
Yeah.
The keeper from a long way out. Nottingham keeper puts his hand up in apologies.
He's done well since he came on.
Yeah, the bench seemed to be giving him pretty stern looks. To be fair, he's kind of kept him in the game. Kept the score down for them. Kick out booted long here, lovely catcher in the middle.
Yeah.
Still has to go past halfway for the mark to be counted.
Nottingham need a goal or a couple of goals to get back into this.
And that one looks like it's been sliced to the right and wide. Yeah, unfortunately, their shooting has let them down a little bit in a couple of games that I've watched here. And the ladies was the same actually over on the ladies pitch. Their shooting let them down in their opener as well. But Leuven have certainly brought a very strong team here in the men's and in the ladies over there. They were right in it from the opening whistle. A very mixed international group as well, which is great.
Playing against Leuven this year, I knew this was one of the tournaments they're going to be targeting to win. So they're giving a good effort and a good showing so far in the group stages, and they can be. Sometimes when we play them, the Belgian people, it's a local rivalry. You can get a bit. I don't know what the word is to keep it. It's like for a sideline, but it's also a great crack at the end of the day, and a good bit of fun. So yeah, Leuven they'll be looking to perform well and be ready then coming whichever final they would make, because as I said earlier, each team will rather be a cup, a senior, intermediate or junior final, wherever they're going to finish.
Nottingham go on the attack here. Encouraged to get the ball up the line. Lovely running here. They have some very pacey players.
Yeah.
If they could just get some of the shooting in order, they might be a little bit closer in some of these games. You see here the running off the shoulder. They have all the skills, all the talent. It's just literally that final shot. It's a bit like Nottingham Forest in the Premier League at the moment. It's all good till it gets up to the edge of the box. And there's an effort coming in, and that one
great score.
Absolute peach from out the sideline from their named full forward. And he gets the plaudits all round there from the Nottingham bench. So current score here, what have we got?
4-4 to 1-2. Yeah.
Nottingham will be happy, in fairness, to get a couple of scores on the board. This is Connor, the Dublin man, I think, who they're all shouting Jason at him. If that is his name, that's fantastic. It's a great name if he has it. But he's down here as Connor.
Connor Neal.
No, Jason. I'm pretty sure he is a different player altogether. We had to question some of the team sheets that we've been given here. Actually, we've only been given one team sheet, so we'll try and get the rest of them proper for the next games. Nottingham now back on the attack. And you can see with the size of the pitch, the kick out, if you get any kind of good distance on it, you can definitely reach halfway. Solid kick out.
Sometimes you'll be playing games like that, and some keepers, if you're playing in the full back, you can be dealing with a high ball coming in. Some players around Europe are able to do it. We have some of the Benelux area as well. So especially just as there's questions about if they're on the pitch or off the pitch for the sideline.
Over the far side, they're getting a great laugh over the far side. Leuven took the sideline from inside, and the referee then awarded it to Nottingham. Nottingham have done the same thing, so we'll take 3. We'll see if Leuven get it right this time. go over the far side. That's Evan. And everyone delighted with that one, that one finally worked out properly. Lovely play back there by Nottingham, but Leuven just managed to get through, and a lovely chip, and it's tipped over the bar by the Nottingham keeper. Lovely score. Number 29, Evan, I think, yeah, the Mayo man. As Rory blows for full time here. Final score 4-5 to Leuven A, 1-2 to Nottingham B. They will be happy enough, to be fair, to get 1-2 on the board after having a couple of torrid games early on. So Leuven march on. Looks like Sean's prediction of potentially seeing Leuven in a final here looks like it may be coming true. We don't have an updated table or anything yet, but hopefully we will soon. You fancy Leuven to be in a final, so?
Yeah, my guess at the start of the day was Leuven and Edinburgh, but I don't know how the league tables are going. As you said, we see Edinburgh are coming onto the pitch here by the looks of it, so the next pitch or the next game will be Edinburgh and Maastricht Gaels by the looks of it.
Edinburgh, to be fair, very up for this one. They, every half time they came along, they were out warming up, regardless of whether it was their team they were playing or not. So they are certainly up for this one, and they have high hopes. They have probably, I think, of all the teams, travelled the furthest from beautiful Scotland down here to the lowlands. So as we head towards the near the end of the groups here now, a couple of games left to go, then we will have a break for about 20-25 minutes or so before the Shield final, and then the one-off game Belgium versus Lille before the Ladies Cup final, then the Men's Cup final, and things to wrap up here around 5:30 or so. We're running a little bit late this morning, no fault of anybody's, just trying to put up the goals and everything, as this area around here in Leuven is part of a university campus sports complex, beautiful area. So there was soccer on here this morning, and behind the far goals to your right there was also five-a-side going on, so plenty of activity here this morning. Over in the ladies pitch, the ladies didn't start until 11:30 due to the pitch being unavailable. There was underage girls soccer training going on. So the way things work, every team then in the men's section plays 4 games. The top 2 will go to the cup, the middle 2 to the Shield, and the bottom 2 will contest the plate final. And in the ladies side there are 5 teams in this one, so it'll be 3 games for everyone in the group. Top 2 into the cup final, the middle team goes straight into the Shield final, and the bottom 2 will have a Shield playoff, and the winner goes through then to the final of that. As the abuse starts coming in here already from a couple of the teams towards us, we won't be having any of that. They will get their name taken, and we will have to have them interviewed after the game to question them about a couple of decisions they made on the pitch. I think that might have been Paddy, possibly Paddy was interviewed earlier on by Belgium TV here. He was told say nothing, and that's exactly what he said. So yeah, we're just awaiting the next game. So who have we got here, Sean? Looks like
Yeah, we've Maastricht Gaels against Edinburgh / Belgium GAA. So some of my club mates, around 3 or 4 of them, you'll see them in the black and red shorts, playing with them. So this might be a bit easier for me to talk about some of them, because Maastricht Gaels, they're probably would be associated as being the home of Gaelic Games Europe. I'd imagine with Tony Bass running a tight ship over there, they've very good facilities. When we play our 15-a-side competitions in Europe, most of the time they're in Maastricht. And yeah, a great club overall. Tony and the lads are always ready to host, so sometimes you might struggle because it requires having 3 or 4 pitches in the one location because you're playing an all-day blitz. But Maastricht, to be fair to them, are a great club who have hosted a lot of tournaments when no one else would, and able to keep football and keep hurling being played over in Europe. But as a prediction, knowing Maastricht and knowing a few lads, I'm going to be going with the Edinburgh / Belgium GAA amalgamation here. Played against Maastricht a couple of times this year. I could be surprised. They're joined also up with Leuven, I believe, as well. Alan, as you're here, give us a nod if... yeah, so it's Maastricht and Leuven versus Edinburgh / Belgium, located in Brussels. So we'll see how this game goes. As we're getting our team sheets thrown at us.
So we have team sheet here for Maastricht, team sheet here for Edinburgh, and it looks like that Charlie is going to be a referee for this one here.
Which one's the land? Like the front ring, yeah?
So we have our colours then, Sean, for anyone who's watching in. We just know who's who.
Yeah, the green are the Edinburgh. They have the quilt pattern. The white is the Maastricht team, and they have the city outline on the bottom of their jersey. You'll see in the colour as well.
We've a trivia section here that they filled in on their team sheets as well. Trivia is potentially should be put in quotation marks because it's questionable whether it's trivia or what the hell it is. But Edinburgh have Adam Doyle, who's leaving for Texas soon enough by the looks of it. Paddy Meehan is a teetotal. Johnny Houston wants to give a shout out to Therese in New York as
could be a penalty.
Is that a penalty?
We see Oisin Nolan, Belgian player, go for the shot on goal. Got tripped up. Quick free being taken, stuck over the bar.
So an open score here early on. And that was for, was it Oisin who took it?
No.
Let's have a look here. Oisin's for.
Give me the numbers here as we scroll through. I think it was Matt Dillon. Number 9
is the man who knocked that one over so early start for the Edinburgh outfit. They managed to get themselves on the board early on.
Yeah.
And we're in the middle here now. A couple of early slaps going in as well. No harm to see them. Bit of physicality, no harm. Lovely ball inside. Brilliant ball with the outside of the foot.
There's no notes on the Belgium lads, so I assume then all the Belgium names I'm supposed to fill in the gaps here, so I'll be able to give plenty of information about the boys and what they're about.
It's Maastricht here now on the breakout. The man with number 10 in his back who is not listed on the team sheet. That seems to be a common theme here, I'd say, today. He is a college university member, of course, just don't have a number for him.
Here's Killian with the ball from Mayo. Originally shot on goal.
Adam Doyle there with the finish. Man who's apparently, according to this, leaving for Texas. That's what the trivia says anyway. It's a strange kind of trivia thing. A couple of others on the Edinburgh team. Blair White, a massive Hearts fan. Kieran, number 3 for the Edinburgh, pretends to be Irish apparently. And Liam, who I'm guessing is the goalkeeper, is the man who recently bleached his hair. Because he stands out with the mad blonde that he has on it.
Here's Brian Bulger from Trim man. He's my neighbouring club, but we're rivals originally. But goal.
Nothing on the foot block there from the referees. His play away.
Keelan Daigan from Limerick.
The Limerick man find the back of the net. I abused Limerick football at a recent thing that I was emceeing at, and the Limerick man, who was about 6'7", came up to me at the end to put me straight. So congratulations to all the Limerick footballers out there.
I'm trying to get him playing the hurling team, but he's a hard man to get in touch of. We need a few more hurlers on my own club, and eventually I think I will eventually wear him down before he goes back to Ireland, as a lot of these lads are Erasmus and plan to move home in May or June, so we're going to lose some lads, but it's great to have the day out now here.
First shot in anger from Maastricht from John Melody.
White ball.
White ball. So some of these guys will go to the World Games, of course, in Derry up in Owen Beck, and then the final in Celtic Park at the end of July. We'll also have players from all the other continents as well. Asia GA, of course. A lot of you might have seen Cambodia GA on RT, and different podcasts, including my own recently, has been helping with the fundraise to try and raise the 75 grand to get to Derry. So teams do take this incredibly seriously. It's not just, as a lot of people seem to think, that it's some sort of pub league outside of Ireland. It's absolutely not. It's completely as serious. As you can see here is through on goal again.
Killian on goal.
Killian's buried it.
Killian Malafavi. I can never pronounce. He always goes mad because I never pronounce his second name. But Killian, born in Mayo and moved over to Belgium when he was around 10 or 11 years of age, and was playing in the underage setup here in Brussels with a separate club called EC Youth Brussels, and has filtered into our senior team. And he's still only 18 years old and one of our very good forwards, very fast, very quick, and as you see, got the goal there from it as well.
Master keeper opting to Sean Tynan, who always gets lost on a night out apparently. We'll see where he is after a few hours time tonight. Playing the ball into midfield to John Melody, who they've referred to as Tower number 1, and Joe number 8 in the middle is Tower number 2. Joe's on the ball here now. Joe is a runner on the outside, which is Dries, who is known as the Dancing Queen. Dries has gone into full forward there. Ball's played in instead. It's into Anthony, who's grown the mullet for the last 10 years. That's a fantastic save. And that save, I'm guessing, is surely from Liam, who's bleached the hair recently.
Yeah, you can tell.
So it's Edinburgh who have the 3 goals and a point on the board already. Maastricht yet to get off the scoreboard. That's the home of European GA, as Sean was saying as well. 15 years that facility they have out there is going. Tony Bass was telling us before the game here.
I remember commentating in the All-Ireland quarter-final and asked Tony for a bit of advice, because I know he did commentate in his earlier years, and his advice he gave me was to promote GGE. Didn't really give me any help on how to commentate or what to do, but he's just like, Sel, I won't be able to repeat it, because he might have used a bad word or two, but we're trying to do that today anyway as well.
Yeah, so hopefully this showcase here of games around Europe will show how strong it is outside of Ireland. People shouldn't underestimate how strong it actually is. There's a chance here for Edinburgh, and it's number 14, Paddy. Yeah, they were calling him Paddy earlier on. Teetotal. Apparently, it says that's the only trivia you have on him.
He's been one of Edinburgh's top lads as well throughout today.
Yes, he was interviewed earlier on for Belgium TV, I think. Say nothing is what they were telling him to say.
Yeah.
We've given the shout out to Teresa New York from Johnny on the Edinburgh team. Blair White is the massive Hearts fan. And Joda Sky, not his real name, is currently under witness protection. Well, that's a good one to know. We hope that that's going really well for you in witness protection there. We won't reveal your real name, but if you cause any trouble, we might have to. For the Maastricht side, Jacob is the Silver Fox. He's been referred to the granddad of the team. I haven't quite spotted him yet.
Could be short.
Ball comes in, good catch by the keeper. I'm not sure if that is Sean Tynan in goals. Don't think it is, because the number 1 is actually wearing outfield. So we'll try and get the keeper's number after, but Maastricht now trying to get forward here with the magic number 10, who's not listed, to the number 11, who's also not listed on the team. They've just listed their starting team with no substitutes, and then decided to start 2 of the substitutes.
Yeah, it could also be it's roll on, roll off subs, so it's so it doesn't need to be as much stoppages, and you can make as many subs as you want. As Maastricht come in on goal, have a shot wide.
It's a chance for first tower. John Melody blast that one across. He had 1 shot wide earlier on for a point. He's now with 1 for a goal. That could have got them right back on the scoreboard. And then Iverdot, Michael, the biggest man on the pitch. They're saying here in Maastricht, we'll keep an eye out for him if we can find him. And the mark taken there around the middle by Matt Dillon. Matt lobs it inside, a chance here. Maastricht keeper does very well, but that's surely going to be a penalty. Yeah, it is. Deliberate push on the back there. Adam Doyle fouled. He's leaving for Texas. They were trying to push him to Texas by the looks of it. That was a massively deliberate push in the back, just to get him out of the way of getting there before the keeper. Referee Charlie Jameson going to dish out the card here. Will it be yellow, black, red? Fairly cynical now, to be fair. And Charlie goes for the yellow card there for Matt Dillon.
If it was a black card in Europe, it's 3 minutes. 3 minutes of a sin bin over here as well, which a lot can happen in 3 minutes.
3 days to appeal a red card in GA. That rule applies here in Europe. Chance here for the penalty. It is going to be Adam, who was fouled, who's going to take it. And he buries it back of the net. Lovely finish from Adam, making the score 4-2 now to no score. So Maastricht still to get off the scoreboard. They have had opportunities, they just haven't taken any as yet. Chance for now for them to clear their lines as we tick towards the half-time whistle soon enough.
It's also worth to mention that this Edinburgh side, I was chatting to a few of the lads, and so there's one club in Edinburgh. This is not them. So some of the lads on this Edinburgh team play club football, but apparently the majority of them are just lads looking to play a bit of football as the post is gone.
There we go. What a cracking shot from Kieran Lasque, who pretends to be Irish.
The referee gave it wide as well.
Yeah, and he is certainly put a halt to this game. He has knocked down the far post. To be fair, it was a cracking effort, and he put all the power in the world behind it.
This is welcome to Europe. Welcome to Europe. That sometimes the facilities we have to make what we can do, and Leuven have a great venue, but getting proper GA goal setup is very hard. We even my club hosting tournaments as well, and you might have to have a rugby goals with a soccer crossbar behind it and so on. But it still ends up all the same, and we still try our best, and just so we'll see what's going to happen here. They're going to continue there. They got it set back up. It looks like the Leuven, the poor Leuven lad who was doing the umpire, he's just going to be holding it, holding the post. He's lucky that it's half time, he can let it go. I thought he was going to be having to hold that up for the next few minutes.
The half time whistle goes, and surely half time will be spent trying to fix the goals down there. We've got one short post and one long post as the smell of fish and chips around us here sets in.
I might try and grab a few chips. Murph, can I have a chip, please?
Sounds like an idea. Over in the distance there between this pitch and the far pitch, there is a Stella Artois tent here set up. Stella Artois is from Leuven. Sebastian Artois was here, bought the brewery years and years ago, and things haven't changed since. And the fish and chips then brought in by Alan and the gang from Belgium.
Do you want the chip, Jason? Here you go.
Oh sure, I'll take one. Yeah, I suppose it'd be rude not to.
That curry sauce is strong.
Say again? Oh, is that right? You sure? You think you can hold? Oh yeah, okay.
And the main man here, Alejandro, the Roma fan, the main man.
Do you want to join us for a small bit?
Oh, why not? Why not, lads?
Yeah.
What are your names? I'm sorry.
Sean.
Alessandro.
Alessandro.
Nice to meet you.
Hold on, we'll grab you a microphone here.
Let's go. Wait. I think it's on the other pitch. Lara, you have a phone on you.
Do I have my phone?
Yeah. Can you call the other pitch? Somebody on the other, maybe Lure or somebody on the other pitch to bring in the tape.
Oh yeah, cool.
Here you go.
There we go.
Get your sort.
We're joined here by the main man himself. We've
What
already.
do we need, Alessandro, exactly?
The tape and white.
Oh,
Should we change to this camera? Should we use the other camera? It's half time. We'll go here. See the.
All right, let's go. Hello, everybody. Hello.
So
we're joined by
we're good to go.
Alejandro here, yeah.
So we've seen there. You seem to be the main man. Everybody's getting very excited when the ball is in your hands. I was at the Dendermonde tournament where you lifted the shield up. So tell her why is the case? Why you're the fan favourite here?
Well, what can I say? The Italian passion, it comes out in times like this. It's important, it's important to support the team, to be there as a captain, and there's a lot of work also. Besides the physical work, is the mental work that wins the matches.
You're a Roma fan as well.
Massive Roma fan. Hope we go through with the Europa League. See what happens.
Would you prefer Tammy Abraham or Chris Smalling?
Chris Smalling. Chris Smalling is best player, best defender in Roma in the last 5 years.
As
probably.
a Man United fan, I'm not sure about that one, but yeah.
And how did you join then, Leuven? Coming over here, did you
Well,
talk? Tell us the story.
The story is that I came here. I'm studying my master's degree, and at one moment I was playing a 5-a-side game with Kieran, rather full forward than manager, who is fixing the post right now. And in this 5-a-side game, it was basically all Spanish except me and him. And he goes to me, "Where are you from, Spain?" I'm like, "No, man, I'm from Rome." And then we started talking, and one thing led to another. And he said, "Yeah, have you ever tried JA?" I said, "No." So I came to a training back in October this year. And I fell in love with the game from the first moment, and here I am.
And how long have you been playing then?
Since October.
Oh, so you're off. Oh, okay.
I'm a beginner.
Beginner.
Yeah.
You don't look it on the pitch though.
No. It's a little bit of football experience that helps, soccer experience.
Yeah. And what's the hope for Leuven then? Get to the final?
Hope we get to the final. Hope we win the final, but we don't want to speak before. So let's see
you have
what
the captain's armband on there. We might be expecting you with a bit of silverware in your hand now.
The important thing is to have fun today. Whoever wins. The important is we're all gonna get hammered together after.
We'll join you. No worries.
Exactly.
Okay, I think we'll wrap it up there as we're starting the second half. Thanks very much. Fair play to you.
Talk to you soon.
Have a good day. I'll see you guys later.
We'll chat to you later. Bye. I'll take that.
We're just back underway here for the second half. And it's Paddy now who's bursting forward. Paddy, as you can see, quite the footballer. And he's buried it to the back of the net as the goalpost is still been held up by a couple of men back there. And Paddy's buried that one. And that's another one for the Edinburgh side as they take a commanding lead here. Those chips are absolutely delicious for anyone who is listening in, who's around the other pitch. It's absolutely amazing. So line ball to Maastricht here. So that was Paddy Meehan's bury into the top corner, which has put Edinburgh surely out of contention this one, but Maastricht will just hope to get something back. And if you touch for the ball for some players, and that ball looks like it's gone to the right and wide, a shot there from Jacob. He's known as the Silver Fox, despite having a fantastic lock of brown hair, black hair by the looks of it. Lads must be a little bit colourblind in Maastricht.
But it's good to know that even though Maastricht it's 5-2 to no score, but Maastricht will have a final to play for. They should anyway, or rather being the juniors, intermediate or senior, which I think it's great. And we've seen Alejandro there, who he won the intermediate competition in the last round of the Benelux, and you know it's still a bit of silverware, and it's still always something to play for because you do have teams. That's the first score for Maastricht there, is it?
Oh yeah, John Melody, the tower number 1, gets them off the mark here.
As we're being handed over some chips that we can work away on by my Mott, even though she doesn't like me calling her Mott, Flo.
Thank you, Flo.
Thanks, Flo. As Killian comes in here.
Paddy is through again. He was
Could be
given
another
out a minute
goal.
ago. He
Point.
buried it. Given out a minute ago, the Matt Dillon took the midfield catch off him when he called for it. But he puts that one over the bar. 5-3 to a point now. Maastricht though are off the board. As Alejandro said, it's all about having the crack as well, even though there's definitely a competitive edge to these games at the same time.
Yeah, I definitely agree that we do have the crack when we play out here, but also we're training. We start training in February, and we might be training up until November. And you're going, depending on your club, you might be going once or twice a week. You're going to take it serious as well when you're playing, and you want to give it a good go because you're putting all that effort and all that time. So there is the element of having the crack, and definitely it's very social out here in Europe. Like a lot of time, nearly every weekend, somebody's doing something, or you meet up for a game, for a few drinks, or go to a trip somewhere, day trip or whatever. So there is a very social side to it in Europe, but also it does have its competition as well. That shouldn't have been an advanced mark. It needs to be past the midfield. But anyway,
Charlie just let him away with that one, I suppose. But there is a great, there's a growing globalised kind of link in the GA. So you would have seen in the past. McDunn, great journalist of the past, who was the man behind the All-Stars, of course, the All-Star trips out to San Francisco. And likewise, his chance here for another goal. Fantastic save. Still another chance for Edinburgh to keep it going. But it's well taken out by Maastricht. Sean Kennedy, the supplier, as he's known, around the Maastricht pitch. And that looks like a bad injury there. I think the shoulder.
It's not sounding good.
Yeah, it didn't sound good there.
It wasn't even that much contact.
No.
It was very minimal. It's in front of us here. But you knew as soon as it happened that could be possibly dislocated by the sounds of people saying it.
He's after shouting that it's gone back in anyway. It's Kieran Lescawi, man, pretending to be Irish, apparently, according to the trivia, but not pretending anything about that one. The shoulder out and back in as he shouted.
Ball being thrown back in here.
And we're now just trying to burst forward again here. Back to your man.
Brian Bulger from Trim.
Paddy just has
in on goal. Great finish.
Paddy buries it to the back of the net. Paddy just has an eye for goal every time he gets the ball. To be fair, he's quite the athletic man. Great finisher as well.
6-3, 21 to 1. It's a high scoring game for 10 minutes and a half.
Yeah. Paddy loves the camera as well, by the looks from earlier on when he was interviewed for the national television. So he'll probably want to have a chat after as well. We'll try and nab him if we can to annoy him and see what the crack is as Brian goes through. Is there a Mead man who can finish in senior football? There is,
Brian,
he's over here in Belgium, though. He's not in Partalshin, unfortunately, for Colin O'Rourke. He's over here. He needs to get on the phone to that man.
Yeah. Brian, part of the Trim panel, who 2 years ago got to the intermediate club final, lost out to a northern team, but he was starting earlier on. I'm not sure about the final itself, but he's definitely a great addition to my club, and we have him in midfield, and he told me he's going at the end of May, so we'll miss him when he goes. He's the king of Jaeger bombs, is also what I got stung with him there last Saturday after we had a Kaylee, and well, actually maybe he got stung with me. He'll probably tell you differently. But good lad all around, yeah.
We did see the brush dancing of that Kaylee alright on the GA room social media. Looked as Irish as any Kaylee back at home. Maastricht now just trying to get a little bit on the attack. John Melody's made a great run over the far side. Paddy, of course, has tracked him. And Edinburgh have won the ball back, and Pawdy is back in his own box. He's now burst forward again. Adam lays it forward.
Killian has a go. No, he doesn't. Sorry.
Lays it back out to Matt Dillon. He's got Pawdy free over the far side. Chips it over to Pawdy. Pawdy going to have a go. Gives it back. Maastricht just looked a little bit dead on their feet here. As Pawdy tries to hammer it into the top corner from about a yard out, and for some reason has buried it off the stanchion behind the goals. So not the greatest finish in the world there from the main man. And referee is going to have to throw that one up, I think. No, he's not. Two balls on the pitch, I think, was the problem there. Kick out, back out to Brian. Brian takes throw in the middle here. Got plenty of support.
Seems now the Edinburgh lads are just lining up here.
Yeah. Maastricht looking a little bit dead on their feet here. They have put huge run into this one. No chance
Throw
here
ball.
now.
Yeah, throw ball.
That number 8 up front to see what the long hair is Alex Blaskovic.
Good score.
That's a lovely score from Pawdy. Alex Blaskovic is the number 8 full forward with the long hair there for Edinburgh. The trivia here, he's only here because Kristen is. So Kristen's obviously playing with the ladies side, and he has either voluntarily or been forced to follow along, one or the other. On a total side note, the chips and curry here are absolutely phenomenal.
They're good.